In this video, we will be studying about the principal components of aggregate demand. Now, let's understand components of aggregate demand. See, there are four principal components that are your private consumption, expenditure, right? Number second is your private investment expenditure. Then comes your government expenditure, and the last is your exports minus imports, means your net exports, or you can also get it as your net imports if your imports are more than exports, and that will be a minus n then. So these are the principal four components of the aggregate demand that makes your aggregate demand. Now let's understand each one of them. Now what is private consumption expenditure? See, whatever the expenditure is done by your households, right? We people, we the private people, we the households, whatever expenditure we do in order to purchase the goods and services of a country during an accounting year. This becomes your private consumption expenditure. So it comprises demand for all goods and services by the households of a country during an accounting year. So it depends on the level of personal disposable income. Higher the level of personal disposable income, higher is the private consumption expenditure, or vice versa. See, we did in your national income chapter, your personal disposable income. And your private consumption expenditure have positive relationship. See, whatever the expenditure is done by private people or the households of a country during an accounting year on the goods and services, that expenditure is your private consumption expenditure, right? Private investment expenditure. See, if I purchase a house, right? So that is the investment I am doing, right? Or let's suppose I buy some shares, so that is also the investment I am doing, right? So investment adds to the stock of capital. You add to your stock of capital, you increase your assets if you do investment. So it refers to expenditure by private investors on the purchase of goods which add to their stock of capital. See, if I have money, let's say 1 lakh rupee, I need to invest. I can go to bank and get the interest by doing it by doing fixed deposit, right? So your investment is related to your market interest. Right? Rate of interest is the principal determination of private investment. See, if bank starts giving you higher rate of interest, you will do more investment because you're getting higher interest, then it will be higher investment. Right? So your private investment expenditure is determined primarily by the market rate of interest. Other things remaining constant, higher rate of interest causes higher investment. So that is the higher rate of interest means lower investment, because if bank is giving you more interest, what you'll do, you'll save your money in the banks, which means you will not invest your money in order to buy the goods, that is your house or the shares, right? So higher rate of investments lower your investment expenditures, because in that case, if you're getting higher interest, why will you spend your money, why will you buy shares or invest somewhere else or purchase of goods? What will you do? You will save your money. You will save your money in the bank. So higher rate of interest, it reduces your investment expenditure. Now we have your government expenditure. See, your government expenditure includes your government consumption expenditure, and your government investment expenditure. See, whatever the government spends on the consumption of goods and services for one accounting year is your consumption expenditure, and whatever the expenditure government do on the investment, like for the construction of roads, bridges, dams, in this they are adding to their stock of capital by spending on these. This is a kind of investment for the government. So that is the government investment expenditure. So it is the expenditure on the purchase of consumption of goods meant for collective consumption. Means you are buying the goods for the consumption. You are not doing any investment in that case, right? So government investment expenditure now is expenditure on the construction of roads, dams, and bridges are your government investment expenditures. Now your investment is of two types: induced and the autonomous investment. Now see, whatever the investment is done by the private investors is the induced investment, and the investment done by the government is your autonomous investment. See, your private investment means higher your income, more is investment. If it is directly linked with income. If you have income, then only the private sector will invest. If they do not have good source of income, they won't be able to invest. So this fluctuating investment is your induced investment. Now we talk about autonomous investment. This is the investment done by government. So this is the fixed investment the government has to do even if there are no profits, no incomes or no profits, because this is the minimum level of investment that is to be done by the government for social welfare, either by taking loan from international monetary fund or from the foreign market. But some investment the government has to do in an accounting year for the social welfare, whether they earn profits or not. So this is the autonomous investment and this is the induced investment. Now the last component is the exports minus imports. X we denote as exports and we denote as imports, net exports. You know what are the exports? If your domestic product is demanded in the foreign market, right? And this is the import, that is demand of foreign goods in domestic market. See, if your domestic goods are demanded in foreign, which means that your aggregate demand is increasing in this case. Whereas if you do not demand your domestic goods, whereas the foreign goods are demanded in the domestic market, which means the aggregate demand is reducing in this. So this is subtracted and this is added to your aggregate demand, right? So we calculate the net exports. See, if your imports are more than exports, you get net imports and you subtract it from your aggregate demand. So all the components make your aggregate demand. So your aggregate function is aggregate demand is equal to C, that is private consumption expenditure plus investment, that is private investment expenditure, plus G, that is government expenditure, plus X minus M, that is net exports. So this is how you calculate your aggregate demand in the macroeconomics. I hope you have completely understood the components of aggregate demand. Do download our Scholars Learning app and enjoy the learning experience with us.